Okay, so I wanted to direct a video towards people with knee injuries, whether that's in the past or in the present. Now the first thing that comes to my mind with someone with a knee injury is they tend to do a lot of cardio, not enough strength. The second concern that always comes up with someone with knee injuries, they tend to continue doing cardio whilst neglecting their rest and recovery, rehab and strength building phase. Now the reason we want to lower cardio is because we want to lower the impact in and around the knees, which will then lead to meniscus tears, ACL, PCL tears and so on. What we should focus on first will be a rest and recovery, and then build into a rehab and strength building phase. Focus on exercises like your squats, glute bridges, hip thrust, crab walks, split squats and lunges. Working not just the quads, but also the posterior chain, being the glutes, hamstrings and calves. So the first exercise, I want to focus on the split squat. Now, with a knee injury, the more you flex the knee, the more discomfort you tend to be in. So if we're in a short stance, like so, you come down, creating plenty of flexion in the knee, this is going to create a lot of discomfort. So what we want to focus on is taking a wide stance and creating a 90-degree bend at the knee. Much less flexion, much less discomfort. Okay, so as you can see, the knee tends to stay over the heel and there's only a 90-degree bend. The next part is the tempo. We'll go from down with control, maybe hold it for a second and then we'll push up. Again, slowly come down and then push it up. Last one, slowly come down, knee above the heel, push up and relax. Okay, so for our second example, we're going to look at a box squat. And a box squat technically just means you're going to sit yourself down and stand back up. Ideally, we'd like to use a bench that can go on a decline, but a chair or stool will do. So, starting off on a bench, put it on a decline, we're going to start off at the highest point. Again, like I said, a box squat technically just means you're sitting down and standing back up. So just bring yourself down, nice and tall. So just bring yourself down, relax, stand yourself up. Once you've done 10 or 12 reps and you feel comfortable, what I want you to do in the next set is bring yourself slowly down, tap your bum, straight back up. Again, slow down, tap it, straight back up. If you feel comfortable, no discomfort, lower yourself down the bench. Okay, now we're going to get more depth. So from this position, you're going to go lower, sit yourself down if you like, stand back up. Again, lower yourself down. Notice more flexion in the knee, back up. Again, this depth might be a little bit easy, so we can go further down the bench if we need to. From this position, lower yourself down, sit yourself down. Notice the plenty of flexion in the knee, and then straight back up. Again, if it gets a little bit easier, slow down, tap your bum, straight up. Down, tap your bum, straight up. That is the box squat. Okay, so the third exercise we're going to look at is the glute bridge. For this exercise, we're going to need a band, so it's going to put more tension in the glutes. We're going to place it just above the knees. So lying on our back, bring ourselves into position, feet hip distance, arms out straight, touching just the heels. Okay, so the third exercise we're going to look at will be the banded glute bridge. So with a band just above our knees, I want you to lie back, feet hip distance, and I want you to be able to touch your heels, okay, with your arms. If not, you need to have your heels directly underneath the knees. Now from this position, you're going to drive the knees out, put that band on tension, arms by the side, and all you're going to do is tilt the hips up, squeeze those glutes in, and then slowly back down. Again, keep the knees out wide at all times, squeezing those glutes in nice and tightly, bring it slowly down. So drive and squeeze, down, creating a posterior pelvic tilt, and then an anterior pelvic tilt. Drive it up, slowly down, keep the feet flat on the ground at all times. Now the fourth exercise I'd like to introduce would be the banded crab walk. So again, wearing a band just above the knees, I want you to take your feet hip distance and then turn the knees slightly out externally. From this position, we're going to go over to the right, okay? So we're going to take the right foot first, followed by the left. Keep the feet hip distance, knees out at all times. And we're going to take another step to the left, left foot first, followed by the right. So you're going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Noticing at all times the knees are hip distance, knees externally rotated, really fire up those glutes. And then our fifth exercise I'd like to introduce you to would be the remaining deadlift. For this exercise you'd use a barbell, dumbbells or even a kettlebell. Now picking the ball up safely in a deadlift position with a straight back. I'll show you a side on view. Keep your feet hip distance, knees slack. You're going to drive your hips back, lower the body over the bar. From here you're going to pull it up, coming nice and tall. So as we lower the bar, we're going to be stretching the hamstrings and the glutes, and then pull. So this is the essential part of the lift, stretching the muscles under load. And from here, we're going to be shortening the muscles, driving up and squeezing in. Again, slow down on the eccentric phase. Shorten the muscles, pulling up and squeezing. Last one. Drive up, relax. Again, working the hamstrings and the glutes. Now there's plenty of other exercises that I could introduce you, but these are the most simple and effective. We're hitting the quads, we're hitting the adductors, we're hitting the hamstrings, glutes, calves, low impact on the knee, but also going to build up the tendons and ligaments in and around the knee. Again, don't neglect your rest and recovery. Do not neglect your rehab and strength building phase. This is going to take you away from a lot of pain and a lot of issues in the future. So use them and enjoy them.